Hi, I'm Tristan, and welcome to Plasticoddities.
I really crave validation, so if you enjoy my content or if it helps you in any way, please consider liking and subscribing as per the animation, which should be about there.
5-minute quickie build! Alright, so today's video is a 5-minute quickie build, and it is going to be about 5 minutes because this kit is really tiny. This is the Koto Hexagear 124 scale kit block governor armor type prawn A1. Yeah, I bought this kit a little while back with the idea of trying to find some alternatives for the 120 to 124 scale. I build a lot of Ma.K stuff, and my preferred scale in that is 1 to 20, which the figurines are about yay tall. And trying to get comparable figures is actually really difficult because the legitimate figures are they're quite expensive. I mean, call a spade a spade, and you usually get like 1 or 2 figs per kit. But if you want to like build up a diorama base, whatever it is, short of making copies yourself, which grey area, the legitimate resin kits are actually quite expensive. So like here in Australia, to get some third-party kits from say Brickworks, probably looking at least $50 for a little figure. I have seen them like a lot more expensive, like as in $100 for a figure, and that is legitimately ridiculous. So I'm always looking out for alternatives, and scale's important. So 1 to 24 compared to a 1 to 20 scale is going to be slightly different. If you use your perspective correctly, the difference is hopefully going to be negligible, and it's really only someone who's like a rivet counter is going to go in and say, hey, that figures out by, and the argument would be, well, the guy's short or the guy's tall. I was interested in mucking around with these because of the scale. When I build Ma.K kits, you get a figure with it, which is about 8 centimeters. About that tall. And the figures are actually like the aftermarket figures are actually really expensive. I have seen them like here in Australia. I mean, they're really expensive, and also pretty hard to get because they're limited run kits, all that type of thing. So when I saw the Hexagear stuff in Tokyo, I was intrigued because this is 1 to 24, and this claims to be 7.4 millimeters, which puts it at about that high compared to that high. So the difference is actually really negligible, and if you use perspective, these figures might actually work. So I said, had the opportunity to buy some, got them pretty cheap. They're about 12 or 13 bucks. I'll confirm that price. I'm working from memory, and I'd like to see how these actually stack up against a 1 to 20 scale figure. So at the end, once I've built this, I'll put the two together and we'll see how they actually do stack up. But I reckon you could probably get away with this stuff in your Ma.K kits. So today's video is going to be a speed build of the kit. It shouldn't take that long, so I'm hoping it will be like a 5-minute build. I'll go and get some figures from downstairs because I don't have any handy here, and we'll have a look at the scale and see if it works out. And hey, if the scale is negligible, and I'm going negligible is it's not like a centimeter difference, which I don't think it will be. I think it'd be less than a centimeter difference. I reckon you can get away with it, the justification that these guys are small, they're tiny, they're not 6'1", like normal height like me. So yeah, let's crack on and see how. Why am I looking that way? The camera's down here. Let's crack on and see how these go. so that's the final figure. A little bit smaller than I thought it would be. Okay, so there's a couple of little parts on here that, you know, threw me a little bit. It's got this weird rubber, here in the torso, and this little codpiece thing here as well. It's like a really soft rubber, so I don't know how that's going to react with paint. The other thing is that the joint systems, if you're used to building, say, Gunpla or Ma.K, the joint systems are not as good. The ankle joints were, you probably saw in the video, even though it's sped up, I am uncoordinated, I will admit that, but were difficult to get together. The shoulder joints as well gave me a little bit of problems, but having said that, you know, some nice articulation. Glue will probably will be needed because, as I said, the ball and joint system isn't the best. Again, you know, been spoilt by Bandai a little bit. But the big test now is how do they compare to 120 scale figures. So I went and grabbed two figures that, you know, I've painted up. There is a size difference, all right? So, you know, there is a noticeable size difference. You know, it probably is about 1 centimeter. So could you use these with the figures? Probably not. Like, to be honest, like, there is a noticeable size difference. This guy is quite tall. But this is like, you know, a typical 120 scale figure, and you know, there is a difference. But I went and grabbed a suit, and maybe, I don't know, like maybe it could work, especially if you were to stick a scale figure head on. Like, again, I don't know. Maybe this wasn't a successful experiment. Yeah, I don't know. It could work, given that the figure in this is actually sitting up here. You know, so where the arms go. Yeah, look, I don't know. Maybe not. So, was it a successful experiment? Probably not. Are they little cool figures though that you could build? And I reckon actually with a little bit of tinkering you could extend the dimensions a little bit. Like, if you know what you're doing, you could actually build this out to what could be a comparable figure. As you said, there's not much of a difference. He does come up to his shoulder. So I reckon you could extend it a little bit, even just like beefing it out a bit, and you could probably get the scale up. Even if you were to add 0.5 centimeter to it, you're kind of getting there. But yeah, maybe these figures could be used for Machine Krieger as like a base. Now, as I said, you know, if you're doing perspective, suddenly that changes the game. You have a perspective job. Have the suit in the background, the guy in the foreground. But if you see you put it next to him, maybe not. Could be short, as I said. You know, the suits. I'm actually not sure what the canon height of these suits are. But the figures inside them are based on I think it's the old 6-foot model. I could be wrong. Actually, I should know that. I don't know what the scale. Yeah, okay, but they're based on racing car figures. Basically, that's the modern equivalent of the 120 scale. Yeah, could work. I don't know. So yeah, successful experiment? No, not really. Waste of money? I reckon. Yeah, I reckon you could do something with them. I don't know. We're all creative people. But let's leave it there. I'll put a price on these. They're not bad. They're not bad. Not bad. 124 scale.